Brain box.
Dear Edit, today I fucked up. TIFU by going though my mom's hard drive before wiping. Obligatory. This happened about 3 years ago. I was in need of a portable hard drive, and I knew my mom had one from when she wrote her bachelor. Asked her if I could have it, since she haven't touched it for 3 years before that. She said yeah, but go though it to see if there is anything important you don't delete. So I did. Big mistake. I plugged it in and everything went fine. There were 4 folders in the Explorer with more subfolders. I started at the top and just sifted the old assignments. I doubt nothing out of the ordinary. Until folder 3. In a subfolder there were pics. Really shitty homemade pics. Of my parents. Fucking. I was traumatized, formatted the drive 3 times, and wanted to wash my eyes with bleach. TL. Doctor, went though an old hard drive, and found pics of my parents doing it. Traumatized for life. TIFU by almost having my ding dong ripped off. Background. I'm a 6'5" dude and my girlfriend is 5'1". We were having sex last night, and we've been together for a while, so we know what we like. She likes it when I can pick her up and kind of toss her around. So last night we were on my bed, which is pretty high up, like 4.5 feet from top to floor, and I decided to toss her from being on top to being on her back. Again, she's cool with it and has told me that explicitly. Problem is I didn't know that we were so close to the edge of my bed, so when I went to move her onto her back, she accidentally fell off the bed. She wasn't expecting this and reached out to grab onto cover/bed/something to keep her from falling. Turns out she grabbed my dick on the way down. She must have had the adrenaline and fear in her because she had the grip strength of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Rocky Balboa combined. I was suddenly put in a Mufasa/Scar situation with my dick being the cliff. I told her long live the king and pushed her hand, not before hearing something snap. I was a puddle of pain and had to go to the Turns out I sprained my dick. Now I'm in work and trying to not look like a dude who was just used like a monkey bar the night before. TIFU by finding a bag in my car. Thinking it was my friend's from a trip we had taken, I opened it to discover it was full of packets of white powder and called the police. Obligatory comment. This was 4 years ago. Edit. To stop the why did you call the police? Comments. I found a fuckload of illicit material in my car. I was not thinking rationally and simply reacted instinctively and didn't want to get caught disposing of or transporting the drugs, because at that point that's not mine. Defense flies right out the window and we all know it. So I was heading to the gym, get there and go to grab my gym shoes from my backseat and find this bag that I could have sworn was my friend's. We had taken a trip a couple weeks before down to Texas. Opened it to check because it seemed oddly heavy and find tons of tiny packets filled with a white crystalline powder. Freaking out, I called the police because obviously I have a fuckload of drugs in my car and no idea where it came from. My friend is the most straight-laced individuals I know. No smoking, no drinking, no drugs. While on the phone with the operator, she asks if there is anything else in my car, and being a responsible concealed carry permit holder and not wanting to overly alarm the police if they dig through my car, and inform her that I have a pistol in my center console and that I have a CCP. So the cops pull up, 6 cars, lights and sirens, and I'm like what the, as 8 officers hop out and pull their guns, and now I'm standing here on the phone with the 911 operator like what the fuck? Comply with their commands, get handcuffed and shoved into one of their cars. They search my car, find my gun and a knife I had in between my passenger seat and center console, along with the bag of drugs. So they come over and start questioning me, you know, the typical where did you get the drugs sort of shit, and I'm like I don't know where they came from, which obviously doesn't work for the first 15 to 20 minutes, and it isn't till they're about to take me in to talk to a detective that one of them realizes my phone is still on the call with the operator, and he's like, why would a guy with drugs call about the drugs on himself? Revelations are had. I'm released without so much as an apology. My gun and knife are returned, and the drugs are taken. Sat on the hood of my car for an hour because I was so shaken. Eventually got in my car and just went home. First time I had skipped the gym in 4 months, and since then I haven't gotten back into going to the gym at all. Obligatory comment 2. I seem to have awful luck when it comes to law enforcement. I have a couple more of these and might post them in coming days. TL. Doctor found a sack of drugs in my car, called the police, admitted to having a weapon, miscommunication was had 8 guns pointed at me, and was detained for 20 minutes before someone realized I was the reporting party, and I was released.